So I've always liked starting projects, not because I needed an end result, but because I like the process, learning something new, restarting, going back to square one, whichever it is. And the idea was always to see if I could do things better this time around. And that's really where this channel came from, right? I had this idea stuck in my head, and I have plenty of those, to wipe the slate clean and play GTA Online again from the beginning. But this time around, I was just going to try to do it without boost shortcuts, no get to the end faster kind of way. Just play it. And if you're new here, my name's Bishop, part-time narrator, full-time liability. Consider this your friendly reminder. None of what's coming after is really serious. So I spent way too much time on that treadmill. I work out like about 4 or 5 days a week, and I always think about these challenges, rule sets, dumb ideas that probably only make sense for me. And at some stage, I decided that instead of keeping them in my head, taking space, I might as well just hit record and share them. So I've always had this pretty old school approach to games, where fun comes first, interaction as well. Like, I value immersion, role-play-ish kind of nonsense, meme drip always present, fun gameplay. So that's really the point for me. I don't really necessarily care too much about the meta, writing, big level, kind of top level rating kind of way. Optimization and meta stuff like always came after for me. First, it's fun, and unless the situation demands for it, obviously, right? If you're playing with randoms like high difficulty level content, ranked stuff, sure, I try to lock it in. But for the most time, I want the game to feel like a world, not really a spreadsheet. I like to do these games, right? But anyways, I'm rambling a little bit too much, right? So from day one, I always follow these rules, right? There was no exploits, no glitches, no hacks, and not just that, I also didn't want to have like the crutches either. So I didn't want to go necessarily for the easy methods, no quick tricks. I don't care how anyone else plays the game, really. But if something was achieved for me, I need to be earning that genuinely. That stuff really matters to me. So when I decided, when I started this, right, and to this day, I wasn't really chasing a following. I never really wanted to build a community in that kind of sense, in the influencer sense, because I don't consider myself a content creator authority or anything. I'm not an influencer, and I don't want to be. I'm just a dude who works really long hours. Like, I work 50 plus hours per week, plus gym, and in my spare time, I love to play games, and I come up with these weird challenges, these weird ideas, and I just want to share them with other people who also like doing that. This is why you never see me like just begging for the subs and stuff. I don't need to make it out there. So if someone found the channel, right, I wanted it to be because the video was packaged well and delivered something worth watching. But it's okay if people don't feel like they need to come back or something. So along the way, I met some genuinely nice people, and I appreciate you guys so much. Some of you guys really got the vibe, really got what I was going for. You left thoughtful comments. People share their own ideas and playstyles, and I just wanted to say that I honestly appreciate you all. This year alone, I've been through 3 different jobs, and the amount of time I could put into video games kept shifting a little bit. So I tried to stuck with the same style, right? Like the live narration, on the spot thoughts, very little scripting on these things. I just have the ideas, rough direction. I have the bullet points here in front of me just so I don't derail too much and seeing where it all goes. So whenever I had time off, I tried recording longer pieces, not really for performance, but I wanted to test these things. I wanted to see how these things feel out, if you guys know what I mean. And honestly, this was way more fun than I expected. I mean, they didn't really pay out because I don't really have that sense, but it was just good to go through the process, if you guys know what I mean. I wish I had more hours to make truly the weird stuff that lives rent-free in my head, and I just can't wait to just get this out of my head. It's just taking space. So I think this is going to be stuff that only a handful of people would ever watch past the 20 seconds. but it is what it is. So the goal for the channel was actually to reach the 3,000 hours. I still had the goal, right? I still wanted people to just come in and watch the crazy ideas. But things that didn't happen, you know. I got to about 2.1K, so that's roughly 2/3 of the target. So I don't think that's too bad. And I learned a whole lot along the way, and I polished the videos a little bit more. I noticed that some of the videos that I polished so much, they completely flopped. And just the quickie, messy ones that just seemed to popped off. And I was just like, I don't understand this, but I was not really trying to understand like this algorithm thing. I just wanted to put stuff out. So for a channel that grew completely organically, right? I don't think you guys ever saw me like just begging, promoting, no shortcuts. I didn't jump into other creators and then start throwing like big super chats, but please come check my channel and stuff, and same stuff on the Discords. I never self-promoted this. I think this was fair play. I think this was fair play. So if something failed, it was totally on me, right? Because I picked the clips, I cut the timeline, I wrapped the whole package. I never used like any AI slop, no cheap tricks or anything. So I'm not going to be blaming algorithms here. I'm not going to be blaming trends. I didn't. No, it's just I operate this way, and it's just what we're gonna do. So it did cross my mind ending this project exactly 1 year in. Just see what I have achieved, right? I was trying to get to the 3,000 hours, just so I could say like, hey, listen, I got to the 3,000 hours. And this was supposed to be the final upload. I haven't thought much about it. I think this might be. So tomorrow, I'm not sure if we're gonna go again. If we're gonna get on a new account, if I feel like doing this all over from scratch. I wanted to think about all this through the Christmas holidays. It's just been so busy with family. The option's still on the table. I might just create something and then park this channel and just go into something else. So if you're watching this and next Sunday there's no new upload, you know why. It's like, hey, you just moved on and then that's it. But either way, I learned what I came here to learn. And before I wrap this all thing up, there's something I really want to say. So this year was rough, but behind me, I think it's like at all times, were for absolute mad lads. Well, 3 mad lads and a mad lass. The 4 horsemen, and some of the best gaming moments of my entire life timeline happened with them. And they never had this channel linked. But if they ever stumble across this, they know exactly who they are. The 4 horsemen. I appreciate you guys so much. So thank you for the support, the laughs. You are absolute class acts. And finally, there's 258 of you who subscribed and some of you came back to watch. You left likes, comments, or just let a video play. Whichever it is, it's like I'll have you know that I don't take a single minute of your time for granted. You didn't owe me any of it, but you still hanged out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this. So yeah, this was the project. This was the year. This was the experiment. And tomorrow we might or not go again. We'll see. Anyways, thanks for riding shotgun. Bish signing out.